The attack happens, and it's really because we're in this change in place. We're in discomfort, and we are trying to gain our balance in where we want to go. And because that's happening, inside of us is all tipsy turvy because this is new territory. So we're going to cover today, how do we form emotional solidness? That's the first thing. And why continuous work on it is so important.
Mm.
And then we're going to look at why three pillars are uniquely effective in this case, in this scenario, in the topic we're talking about. So let's get to it.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to take a sip of water because you guys are not going to talk. How do we form emotional solidness? And as I said, it could be a lot of things. But when I say this, what I'm referring to is being able to face your emotions and still carry on.
Oh.
Being able to face what is happening to you and still carry on. This is the part where something bad has happened. You went to the washroom, you cry your heart out, you wash your face, and you come out. And inside of you is still like jello, shaking and wobbly. But whomever you're facing for that moment, you're facing them. You can go back and cry later. It mightn't feel like you built anything when you do that, but you begin to see over time that you will go to the washroom less and less.
Mm.
And you can stand right there and steadfast. One of my first coaching clients from beginning to end, um, or you could call it emotional toughness, I had to, we worked for nearly 2 years
Mm-hmm.
to get her to the understanding of how she could feel everything she's feeling. I'm not asking her to park it or get rid of it, but to understand in spite of it, she was going to grow. She's going to do great things. And because she was going to do great things, the three kids that she thinks that she couldn't financially take care of, she was not in the position to do, she had no skills or education. We were going to fix all of that because first we're going to fix how she handled things. And that
Mm-hmm.
was her emotion. Let me tell you, sometimes we don't like to think in business about the feely touchy, but you better be looking after it because it's going to come and bite you every time. It's going to come and punch you in your gut. It's going to punch you when you're not looking. You know, a gentleman was talking about it yesterday. He's going along well, and then his dad died at 21, and so he get a punch in his chest. He didn't even see it coming. And this
Mm-hmm.
this this father figure at the time was the kind of father who believed in him. You know, anything that he was facing, his father was there. And just when he was about to do, in his mind, one of the biggest things he ever wanted to do, the man just fell down and died. No long sickness, just died. That's a punch in the chest. And every part of him want to fall apart and don't do it. Don't continue doing what he's doing. He's building a company at the time. He wanted to take it public or sell it. And he said, I can't do any of that because I just lost my dad. And I was saying to myself, and he was talking to the store, and I said to myself, I hope you didn't chicken out. And I know it sounds like kind of that's his dad, but I'm like, he's gonna die. He died anyway. You gotta bury him. If you let up on what you're going to do, you're gonna be sorry down the road. No, you can park it, you can wait, you can deal with it, but you can't just throw it away. Because this dude working
Mm.
on this thing from since he was 14, he did different things. But he had this point of his life where I'm 21, and he's at a pillar of part of his success. The road God is taking him, where he's going, what he's supposed to do, and his emotional toughness kick in because he said, okay, this is what I got to do. It's going to take me
Uh-huh.
4 days to do this paperwork. And I'm burying the guy in 7 days. Let me do the paperwork, then go bury him. It wasn't easy. Could have been easy. He's talking about it now. He's 30, but I can't imagine what state he was in. That's part of
And
this.
and what is really your level of maturity at 21?
right? You have none of that.
Right.
You have none of
Yeah.
that. But this is the beauty of what business does to you. This is what business does to you. When you start building in a business, it strengthens you like nothing else, I believe, because there's so much failure. Boom, 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 you win. Boom, 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 you win. Boom, 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 you win. But all those boom, boom is you blowing up and not winning. It's failing. It's you adjusting, coming back around, saying, okay, this didn't work. What else do I do? This didn't work. How could I fix this? This blew up in my face. How could I fix this? All those little tiny bit of things, you are building your skill level, your emotional toughness. You are building, but you don't know that that's what you're doing, but you're building. And there's no way to run and hide if you decide to become a business owner. I don't care who you go talk to, you still got to face those questions, get them answered, and move on, or you close the business down. And so, because he started at 14, he had built in, even though he was 21, 7 good years. Yes, 7 good years of failing, learning curves, getting thrown down, doing well, being on top of the world, being down under the ground. He's so when this happened, although it's tough as nails, he went and dig into something somewhere along the line to
Mm-hmm.
get him to where he needs to be. That's part of it. When I came to Canada in June, my grandmother died in October. And I was charged with all the film arrangements and all what needs to be done. And I couldn't get a hold of anybody to tell them or do anything. And when I found out, it was too late for me to go because they started making the arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, how much is going to cost? And I look at my plane ticket and I said, I can't bring her back. And we had some good years together and we corresponded. What would be the best way to spend the little bit of money that I just earned because I'm new? What was the best way to spend it? Well, the best way was to send it to do the things that needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard, but it was the best way to spend the coins. Me going, looking good and dressed up and getting there would not bring her back
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I had sent her to specialists before I left. And when I came up, I had her doing some things. She didn't follow through. That was part of, the downfall. She practically gave up after I left and didn't, I realized after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's part of building. It's not easy. It's not simple, but it's doable. And we got to do a lot of hard things in life. And sometimes we got to make some choices that we don't want to make. But at the time, that's the choices we have to make. And we talk about building strong financial goals. And so the reason we're moving back to the emotions, because anytime you want to hit a goal, everything and anything that can come in your way will come and set you back. Our
Mm-hmm.
job is to ask a lot of questions when it happens. So if you were saving $5,000 in a family illness or something happened and you need to spend the 5,000, let's say, you will ask yourself, do I have to spend the 5,000? Nobody else, just you. How else could I get $5,000? Where else could I find it from? What else could I do to get that $5,000? So I don't touch the $5,000 that I'm saving to open this business, to start this venture, whatever. Because if you take some from it, it's not bad. But if you use the whole thing, you're
Mm-hmm.
starting over. And you're starting over subconsciously with a lot of resentment. So the thing that was going to get you there in 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, now it's going to take 365 days because you're whining, complaining, and being really upset that you had to touch the $5,000. This is also why a lot of people don't able to save. And, these are the parts we don't talk about because they're truly telling you the truth. Like, I had to feed somebody. I had to pay this bill. They're not lying. What they don't do or didn't know how to do was ask the question. I've got the gas bill to pay. And in
Mm-hmm.
my account is the full amount for the gas bill, but that's the same money I just started to save. How else can I pay the gas bill. I've got 15 days. And please don't do this when you have 2 days. Have some more days in the
Give
bank.
yourself some running room. Yeah.
Yes. And ask the question night and day, night and day. How am I going to pay the gas bill? What do I need to do to pay the gas bill? Who do I need to speak to pay the gas bill? Who do I need to network with to pay this gas bill?
Mm-hmm.
How many friends can I call and let them know what I'm doing so I can pay the gas bill? What I don't want you to do is ask them to pay it for you because you haven't solved the problem. That's the mistake sometimes people make. Don't ask your sister or your brother to pay it. I want you to find out how you are going to do it. Because when you find out how you're going to do it, you are in the process of delivering yourself, because God has given you the opportunity and the gifts and all the skills that He know you need. And the ones that He doesn't give you, He's got people lined up to lend it to you. So that's what you need, not the money. You need to find out from you how you're going to do it. And the more you ask, the more He's going to guide you and He's going to send you the right people. So in my first client case, she's never was allowed, because of severe abuse, how to have the money she needs to get the things she wants, to do the things she needs to do. She had an allowance. And if it finished earlier, it was finished and there's nothing she could do about it. Everybody was way up over her and she was right there and couldn't do anything about it. First thing we had to do was take back her power and get her emotionally solid, because she was so way, way, way out of whack. That was her case. Some people, with this stuff. And so, without getting into a story that much, that's what I was. And why do we continuously work on it? Why is it so important? You cannot let up. You can't let up. That doesn't mean you work yourself to the bone and you get burnt out. No, no, no. It just means that whatever it is you set out to do, you can't let up on yourself. You have to go take the walk if that's part of your clearance. You have to go wash the clothes if that's part of your clearance. I told a business owner the other day, I said, you're frustrated because you haven't figured out what is the thing that you do, not I, that gives you clearance. And everybody has it. Myself, cleaning. The day God let me know that's why I clean, I like a clean house. It's not necessarily like I want to clean. But let me tell you, see, when I clean, Terry, everything clarifies itself, refines itself. If I am stuck, I clean my house from top to bottom. I sometimes don't even get to the third room. And I'm like, where's my notebook? Where is my... Now I walk with it because I know it's coming. It's pouring down. I got to get in there and I got to get it out, because there's no point in me saying, don't worry about that thought and it's not going to work. Caren, just go do it because it's going to work. That's how I clear. Cook. I like to cook and bake. So it depends on the day. Some clearance need me in the kitchen. Some clearance, all I got to do is strip my bed, put on new sheets, and clean my bedroom, nothing else. So I know where mine comes from. I just have to wait. So everybody come differently. Some people is a warm bath. Some people is a cup of coffee sitting quietly. Some people is reading a book. But it's all in the doing. You got to be doing something. I find the connection is movement and the thinking. The connection is movement and the thinking. So reading is thinking to you. A great idea pop out of the book and you say, oh crap, I could use this. Or I'm doing something like this already, but I never thought about it in this way. Or this could be good for my client if I apply it this way. You're not taking anything from the book. The book inspires you. The walk inspires you. The food you prepare inspires you. The home you're cleaning, it's fresh and clean, especially if you like organization. You feel organized. You're not disoriented, and you start seeing ways and things to make it better. You understand that if you're going to train somebody and they're not learning this way, how you train them to learn this way. So my nephew visited me last week from Thursday to Sunday, and I was telling him about teaching someone to sew. And she says, I hate cutting. I don't want to do any. I just want to get on the sewing machine. And she took classes before, but to get her to the sewing machine, I got to teach her some things first. She doesn't like that. So I find what she likes. And by the time she gets to the sewing machine, she says, this is where I want to be. But getting it prepared wasn't that painful. What do you do to me? We spend the time doing what she needs to get her there while I'm doing what she needs me to help her do.
So that might be what, a cup of coffee, um, a conversation. What would that look like to get her there?
Yes.
Okay.
You haven't, she worried about treading the sewing machine. We're talking about how that is done. And it's not hard, but it feels hard because she haven't tread the machine before or that type of machine.
Mm-hmm.
Did she look at the manual? What inspires her? What's her job right now? Does she love it? What parts of the job she love?
Mm-hmm.
And all the while, she's investigating herself and start realizing that the things that is hard is not really hard. It's just that she realized she's the type of person, if she can't get it right away, she thinks it's hard and she can't do it. And so we had a good laugh about it. Bring down the tension.
Yes.
And the things we're doing is not as hard anymore. Right. And so that's what the cleaning does to me. If I'm stuck in a specific thing or a specific conversation happen and I can get, I know where I want to be, but this gap in between, I can't get there. Or I feel like I could get it, but it's going to be too hard for me to climb over the wall. And I want to do it in an hour, but it's probably going to take me a week. And I don't like that it's going to take me a week. My question to me is, why waiting a week would be so hard? What am I going to lose within the week versus the day? Am I pressuring myself to showcase to whom that I'm smarter in a day than in a week? Like, what is my ego doing at this moment? And I'm asking these questions, and the question is there, but I always got, there's a line in the middle because I'm waiting for the answer. Some is right away, some takes a while to get answered. So the next time around, if I'm stuck, I can go back and see where I fall down a lot. I could see what's happening to me. And because most things I'm basing on my previous emotions or the ones I'm feeling at the moment.
Okay.
And I can't get clear on it because I'm holding myself hostage. But I don't even realize I'm doing that. But once I start building my emotional toughness and I understanding that I could do it, I do it. A friend of mine said to me, Caren, I can't build a website. A website takes me 2 months to build because that's what she does. I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do that. And I said, well, that's a lie. She says, what? Yeah, it's a lie. If you gather everything, you only need a month. You're really good at it. You just procrastinate because you doubt yourself a lot. And you don't want anybody to not be uncomfortable with you. But they need to be to get to where they want, because although your vision is great, it mightn't be the kind of website that they want or need at this moment. You might be able to convince them later on. But the truth is, all the person wanted at the time, and I knew all the person wanted at the time, was to get a page up. They didn't need 2 months to get a page up. She was standing in her own way. Meanwhile, we're talking about the money she need, what she can do, and the website. She built a website.
There you go.
She would have the money and then some.
Exactly.
But she was, I'm laughing because, we had a good chuckle after the fact, but to get her to the chuckling part.
Yes. She had to recognize that and that's the thing, whatever our gift is, it's inside of us. We just have to be still and figure out what is it.
Yeah, yeah. And every little thing that happened to you, like guys, in your life is building upon that emotional toughness. It's building on it. You know, when my first client realized that she was not the dumbest person on the face of the earth, that she could actually get a job and
Mm-hmm.
that somebody would hire her. I mean, she cried a lot. She cried a lot. She said, somebody hired me.
Yeah.
Somebody hired me. And she thought she got hired was a bottle company because it was such a meaningless job. That's why they hired her. And I said, no, they hired you because they see what you can do that you couldn't see, that I saw. And they
Mm-hmm.
saw what you couldn't see because they've beaten your emotional being so much to the ground that you don't believe nothing about yourself. And I mean, she was the first. She never late for work. She's always on time. She does everything that she was trained to do. She did so well that they promoted her quick. Yes, it wasn't a big fancy job, but it was the job that she needed to get her to the next place.
To get her
And I
confidence back.
watched, yeah, I watched the person being built up. I watched the person being able to stand up for herself. I watched the person start a business from being in that place. That's why I used to say to her, I said, girl, everything you want, God has given to you. Everything. Everything, your face, your shape, your hair, you're so beautiful. How could you not see how pretty you are? I used to be my thing with her. Like, how could you not see? And I say to her, the third time they wanted to give her a different position, I said, you can't accept it. You can't accept it, and you can't accept a raise of pay. It would move you from what we wanted you to do. She wanted to do what I did. She wanted to have her own business. And if she had moved up in the company and get to a better
Mhm.
position, I knew at that time she wouldn't be able to do her business because let me tell you, she was still living in fear. And this is where number three come into place. And why Karen's three pillar are uniquely effective because you need support, reconditioning, and forgiveness. And that's forgiveness of yourself for allowing somebody to walk all over you because that's what you're feeling. You need to recondition how you think about people and what they're doing to you so that they don't be the front and center and take over your mind. And you need support, the right support. And her support came from I, and then the people who was ready and waiting. This is why, guys, you got to do what you got to do because if she wasn't placed there, she would not have been able to help the six ladies that turned into 10 ladies, 12 ladies that she helped from showing up, not knowing what to do, think she
Mhm.
was dumb as anything, and only a bottle company would hire her. I said, what is happening? She used to say every day, she used to be like in the garden, no, we didn't do anything today. I'm like, what happened to the company? Every day I would ask her, what happened in the company today? And then
Mhm.
one day she says, you know, there's a whole bunch of broken bottles and I don't know what they're going to do with it. They're just dumping it to the side. It's such a waste. I said, that's your business. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, that's the business you're going to be doing. You're going to ask them what they do with the broken bottle and then we're going to decide what we're going to do with the good. She's like, no. I'm like, yeah, we're going to turn the broken bottles into your business. And she asks the manager and he says, we recycle it. We do this, we do that, we do that. He said, but the really bad ones, we don't touch. And where
Mhm.
does it go? In the landfill. Could I have them? He goes, take them. Oh my God, take them. Every shift we figuring out what to do because
Mm.
I knew what to do with broken bottles.
Okay, there you go.
I knew what to do with broken bottles. My aunt used to give parties, and I had developed a little tiny business where I sell broken bottles for only a penny because the good bottles gives me 5 cents. The
Uh-huh.
broken bottles only give me a penny. But because nobody else was doing it, because, but
Okay.
I didn't care about my penny. My cousins used to laugh. They said, Karen, that's so stupid. A penny? What is going to buy for you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I was able to take that skill. That's why we learn and give to each other. I was able to take that skill and say, hey, I know who would buy the broken bottles. And so the ladies came from the different shifts. I said,
Yes.
I had told her in advance to make friends with people. I know it's uncomfortable, but every day you go, morning, how are you doing? How was your day? How was your night? Never mind yours are bad. Find out who's doing better. Talk to people. So you need to know who's doing better. So we can sail on their jacket tails with the better people. Who's doing better? Those are the people. We're
Mhm.
hanging on their tails. They're doing better. We're hanging with those people. And eventually, they'll tell her. And she asks them, she says, ask your supervisor. And next thing you know, somebody in the crowd said, why are you doing that? She told them, could I do it? Yes. Talk to my friend Karen. And now we've got people doing it. Once we had about 3 or 4 people, we stopped the train. Now, when anybody come on, she get a little cut from it, and then they get a
Yes.
little cut from it.
There you go.
All the while, she was building her emotional toughness. She's getting better and better. She's getting better and better. Took a couple of years, but it put her in a place of financial independence. She was able to rent a space. She was able to take care of her children. She no longer was under anybody's thumb anymore because she got a salary and she has her own little change. It wasn't a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
just the mere idea that she can make money from broken bottles. That's why when I tell you guys, you can make money from anything. I mean, anything. Anything. Gonna take some maneuvering, but anything. Because with bottles, she doesn't drive, she doesn't ride, she needed transportation. And it rarely, it all it needed us to figure out who will transport it. What we have to give her to transport it. So I'm saying this part so you understand it. If something feels difficult and you don't know what to do, you don't know how to build a system, you don't know how to move somebody from a freebie to a paid something, ask somebody for the gap. Ask somebody to help you fill that gap. Let them help you fill the gap. And sometimes you're going to have to give up half of the money, affiliate. Sometimes you're going to have to pay a teacher or hire a coach. And not every time you might have the money to do it, but ask what you can bring to the table. If you don't ask, you don't know what they're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what they're going to say. I had people come to me. It was never in my head, but I had people come to me and say, hey, I need coaching. I can't pay you. Here's what I have. Sometimes it's not equal value, but I could see the person really and truly want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that get me. Those are the people I will help hands down because they just want somebody to support them, help them, guide them, recondition their mind, think about it
Uh-huh.
differently, look at it differently. Everybody's not out to get you. No, they just simply don't see what you see, and it's okay because their eyes are cloudy right now because they're not good for you. If it was clear, it would interrupt you. God
Mm.
is holding a veil over their eyes because they're not ready for you and you're not ready for them. Let them.
Oh my goodness. So did we touch on forgiveness?
Forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Not the people yet. Forgive you for allowing, if that's how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
that you give them permission somehow to treat you bad, to do you bad things, or whatever the situation is. Forgive yourself. And then forgive everybody else.
That oh my goodness, that is just phenomenal, Coach Karen. I just really feel like I can breathe having heard you today talking about support, reconditioning, and forgiveness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much
You're welcome.
because you freed us up. You
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
You freed
Thank
us
you.
up today from the things that we do in terms of beating ourselves up,
Hmm.
not knowing how to get started.
Yep.
Guys, look, our money mindset coach, Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Look, if you're looking for Coach Karen, you can find her at Profits in Daily.
You can.
She's find her on Instagram and Facebook. You can find her here at BizChicks. Contact us. We'll make sure that you connect with Coach Caren. But Coach today touched many hearts,
Thank
and I'm sure that those watching live and on the replay will get something out of this as they go through this video. I just want to thank you for opening up hearts, because a lot of people gave up over the last few years because different things in the business community
you.
shifted.
Yeah.
Customers,
Yeah.
things happened,
Yes. Yes.
and there has been, in many cases, a disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so with that, I just want to encourage you guys to forgive yourselves,
Yes.
move forward, do that thing that, what did you call it, that comforts us? What did you call that?
Mhm.
Where you're cleaning? What did you had
Oh
a word,
yeah. Because I want you to find that thing. There's this thing inside of us that does clearance and give us the connection.
clearance. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Gives us clearance.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Clearance. So that you can clear up your mind
Yes.
and receive what it is that you're supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
because your mind is clear. That is
Yes.
just so important. I love these points that you made today. I
Thank you.
want to remind everybody that if you're looking to connect with Coach Caren, you can connect with her by going over to her coaching course. She has a coaching course.
I have a course there that helps you to identify whatever's holding you hostage and move forward. And then I do have a spot for coaching where you book some time and we audit when we take a really look at your business and see where you're at. And we really have a conversation to move you forward.
So I am putting both these links
Mm-hmm.
in the chat so that those who are watching live and on the replay will be able to go in and find those links and book an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm going to put the link for Coach Karen's course, because we
And
all
that's
need.
vision board. Yeah, that's a vision board of possibility. It
Yes.
really helps you see what's possible for you if you apply yourself. And that's what you really and truly have to do. You have to apply yourself to
So now you have no excuse. You
it.
got a
Mhm.
way to connect with Coach Caren. Coach, we love you, and we
Thank you.
thank you for all of the confidence that you're helping to restore in us, and for the encouragement, and then the guidance of how to get it done.
Mhm.
Wow. All of these little nuggets, guys, these are not little nuggets. These are
Uh,
boulders. We got some boulders coming down this mountain. Thank you for your wisdom and for your willingness to share this with us. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine what's going to happen when you book that one-on-one appointment with Coach? All right, guys, we just want to remind you that it's okay to make money in your business.
Yes.
So if you're looking to become a part of the BizChicks community, because we love to help you share what it is and how you do it,
Mhm.
you can join BizChicks over at Biz by texting Biz to 33777, or simply going to our webpage, which is bizchicks.net, and becoming a part of the community. Upload your profile,
Mhm.
and we'd love to help you get that job done. Again, I want to remind everybody that First Mondays is coming up. It's not today, but it's coming Monday. And we'd love for you to come over to Seasons 52 here in Sacramento, California, if you're in the area, and spend some time with us. We're going to have two great guests. Mark Ward is coming.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he's going to be on StreamYard, where he's going to share some wisdom with us.
Beautiful.
And so, guys, if you really want to get in touch with Mark, come on over Monday. We'll be on YouTube, and we start at 7 o'clock. Pardon me, he'll be on at 6 o'clock Pacific time, which is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and 8 o'clock Central. So with that, we love you. We just want to say, hey, have a great day. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll be talking with Robin Shimizu and friends. Linus is going to be on.
Oh,
And
nice.
we're talking about happy, healthy
Yeah.
habits. So be sure to tune in. And Friday, we'll be talking tech in easy to understand language. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you again, Coach, for
You're
all that you
welcome.
do. And we want you to know you are appreciated and loved.
Mhm.
Okay. Bye bye, everyone.